Within Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, and even other related media, the sub-character of Blasto has been remarked as being surprisingly in-depth in terms of history and related lore, but not all players of the Mass Effect games even know of the character necessarily. It's been said that casual players wouldn't really know of Blasto because of the fact that in order to learn about the fictional sub-character within the game, you would need to look further in depth within Mass Effect media and notice facts that aren't exactly well known or even noticeable. By chronological appearance and mentions of the character, Blasto originally appeared in Mass Effects 2 and 3. In Mass Effect 2, during gameplay, Blasto is introduced and first mentioned in the in-game film Blasto the Jellyfish Stings, a Hana-based exploitation adventure film put into advertisements on Ilium, described as having, quote, a lava in every port and a gun in every tentacle, end quote. Blasto roams the galaxy dealing out his own brand of intergalactic justice. The film within Mass Effect was a huge success, but was viewed as the subject of criticism with intergalactic views and opinions of the Hana race, who were subjected to the Earth-based term of jellyfish, which many Hana view as an ethically based racial slur. A sequel is mentioned as Blasto Saves Christmas, as it's briefly mentioned in passing in a galactic box office film-based report. In Mass Effect 3, the sub-character of Blasto is again mentioned in Blasto 6 Partners in Crime, a film being advertised in the Citadel. The movie is intergalactically marketed as a family film, and actually proves to be very successful, breaking interplanetary theater records during the Reaper War. Then the fictional in-game character Blasto is so monumentally popular interplanetarily, there are 3 further movies that haven't been mentioned within the Mass Effect lore. In the Mass Effect 3 Citadel expansion, further Blasto movies were made with Blasto 7, Blasto Goes to War, and Blasto 8. Blasto Cures the Genophage. As theories have been presented that the in-game character Blasto can be used to explain a whole range of topics and issues for the interplanetary populations of interconnected worlds. As the tone from Mass Effect 2 was more of an adult nature, while the other Blasto media is more of a friendlier nature with families in mind for the populace, as well as even patriotic themes during the Reaper Wars. Outside the original Mass Effect games, Blasto was even mentioned in Andromeda, as in-game media of the sub-character were depicted in the game, with the Blasto film series having an alternate version of Blasto 8, with the Biotic Awakens. In Mass Effect Foundation, which were a series of comics based on the sub-character of Blasto, which had another film titled Requiem for a Reaper. In Mass Effect, Blasto Eternity is Forever, which was another series of comics based on the sub-character as well, depicts Blasto fighting against a mad Krogan scientist. Apparently, from sources presented, the concept of Blasto was a joke by developers, but the idea caught on with fans, and the in-game joke of the sub-character caught on as well, became a legitimately accepted part of the sub-lore within the Mass Effect games. Some have theorized that the in-game explanation of how the sub-character of Blasto can be so popular is that the Hana aren't exactly known to be aggressive, violent, or assertive. They're more of the silent, obedient, and polite nature. To have a Hana with the attitude of Blasto, the Spectre of Blasto has an interplanetary appeal to various alien races of the galaxy even. Due to the unexpected popularity of the sub-character by fans of the Mass Effect series, it's expected that Blasto will always have a secondary presence within the games, the Mass Effect series. Sometimes a character can be forgotten because in order to remember them, you need to listen or see a little bit more of the details when playing.